The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News
What
Now.
is the world really coming to? We on the verge of celebrating Black History Month and everything, and I'm just, kind of, feeling some type of way.
Tonight on DC News Now at 10, outrage and disbelief as Memphis police release body camera and surveillance video.
It shows a brutal beating that led to the death of Tyre Nichols. We'll show you how people here in the DMV are reacting at this hour.
And that is where we begin tonight. Thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 10 o'clock on DCW 50. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Tasmin Mahfouz. Developing now in the district and also across the country. People are protesting following the release of disturbing body cam footage showing the moment 5 Memphis police officers allegedly beat Tyre Nichols. He died 3 days later. All 5 officers now charged with second-degree murder. Right now, we have live team coverage. Max Marcilla is among protesters in D.C. with their message tonight. Yamari Sase has more reaction and calls for accountability for officers here in the district. But first, we go live to Dave Laval. He has part of the newly released body cam footage and breaks down the latest developments. And Dave, it's horrific and really difficult to watch.
Yeah, Chris, you definitely took the words out of my mouth on that one, as it really is hard to watch what happened earlier this month to Tyre Nichols. Demonstrators here at Lafayette Park wrapped up their protest about an hour ago. We don't know if any of them have yet seen the footage, but I did get a chance to talk to a first responder who came out here tonight, and off the camera, he told us it's worse than what he expected. The video shows Memphis police pulled Tyre Nichols from his car during the January 7th traffic stop, and the force used to try and take him into custody. That includes stun guns and pepper spray. Nichols somehow manages to escape as police fire a stun gun at him again. They take him into custody for a second time a short time later in another piece of video. He's handcuffed, yet one of the officers punches Nichols several times. Nichols is finally brought to the ground, where he's unattended for several minutes. Nichols would eventually be brought to the hospital, where he died from his injuries 3 days later. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser is among the leaders around the DMV tonight who shared their thoughts about the arrest video. She released a statement on her office's official Twitter page in which she said in part, quote, "Tonight we are a city and a country united by tragedy, but we are also determined to deliver justice to Tyre and change for our nation." We're live at Lafayette Square. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
Dave, thank you. And I just want to go home. Those were just some of his last words that Tyre Nichols had said. And also staying in Lafayette Square, dozens of activists in the district said they want the entire police system to be overhauled, saying this is just another painful reminder of the relationship between the Black community and police. Max Marcilla joins us live from Lafayette Square in D.C. And Max, people you spoke with said they're frustrated seeing this happen both across the country and just in their own backyards.
They are. They're frustrated and they're fed up. They say really the only silver lining with this incident is that all 5 of the officers have already been arrested and charged, but they say that's not enough. They want those officers to be convicted and serve jail sentences. And they really also want to change in how public safety is kept. Now, tonight here in the district, the protests were peaceful. The one here at Lafayette Square lasted about 2 hours, and one after another, speakers spoke, calling for change. Many of those speakers with the D.C. Party for Socialism and Liberation chapter. They say the system needs to be reformed and that law enforcement does not protect Black people. Now, they hope change can come from demonstrations like the one tonight, but we talked with them tonight about their feelings when they first found out about what happened in Memphis.
It is offensive to decency that this happened.
It has happened here, and if we don't continue to fight against it, it's going to happen again. You know, like, this is something we see continuously. It's not new to us, but it's still going on, and we're begging for them to do something, and they're not doing anything.
Now, the people out here tonight we spoke with say they will continue to demonstrate, continue to try to amplify their voices until they get the change that they think is just and right here in this community. Reporting live in the district, Max Marcello, DC News Now.
Max, thanks. Staying in the district, protesters blocked part of K Street tonight. It was a message to police and the community over the deaths of several African Americans, they claim, at the hands of police. Yamari Sase continues our live team coverage tonight in Northwest. And Yamari, they say enough is enough.
Yeah, that's right. The protest on K Street, basically, there was a lot of anger in the atmosphere. Many people demanding change for within the system. Now, they emphasize what took place in Memphis is something that they see here all the time here in D.C., and they're honestly just tired of it. Now, the protest was organized by Harriet's Wildest Dreams here in D.C., and they're calling on the release of body cam footage of David Lazarus Wilson, Kevin Hargrave Shirt, and Troy Bullock, who were shot and killed by DC police last year. Now, tonight, they had a list of demands, and many of those included justice for these families and transparency when it comes to these incidents and exactly what took place. And I was also able to catch up with some speakers tonight, and one of them tell me that people are scared to even be in their own communities because of what they see police do. And another person tells me that there's a lot of solutions that can be done, but it's up to the leaders to take action.
We see police officers who are banging people's heads into the sidewalk, who are picking fights with young children, right? So all of this violence we see nationwide because it is symbolic of the system as a whole. It
does underscore and remind us that DC needs to end jump outs, that DC needs to think about non-police traffic enforcement, that DC should limit foot chases. And all of those things are easy enough to write into law if there was the will there.
Now, they are encouraging people to not watch that video, and they also mentioned something new tonight. They're starting a group called the DC Safety Mobilization Squad, and what that group will do, it's a group of volunteers that are trained to be able to respond to emergency incidents that are taking place in the district to avoid harmful situations that took place like in that video with Tyre Nichols. For now, reporting in Northwest DC, I'm Yamari Sase, DC News Now.
Well, the governors of both Maryland and Virginia issuing statements this evening. Maryland Governor Wes Moore saying in part, it's difficult not to fight back tears watching this video. The inhumanity that was shown to Tyre Nichols, a young skateboarder and amateur photographer, is intolerable by anybody, but especially by people whose job and responsibility it was to protect him. I'm thankful that the Department of Justice is engaged in this investigation, and these 5 individuals must be held to account for their barbarism. I know I speak for all Marylanders as we grieve with Tyre's family, friends, and community. And Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin had this to say. The hearts of Virginians and our entire nation ache tonight as we struggle with the horrible events in Memphis and grieve for Tyre Nichols and his family. The disturbing and shocking video released this evening displays incomprehensible violence towards another human being, and we must condemn these heinous actions.
And stay with DC News Now, both on air and online, as we continue to cover these protests here in DC and also across the country. So in just a few minutes, our Leonard and Fleming talks one-on-one with a civil rights attorney who's reacting tonight after watching that devastating body camera footage of Tyre Nichols' murder.
Well, your time now, 10:08, and we are taking a live look at satellite and radar, showing you the DMV over the past couple of hours, mostly seeing a clear night tonight, and even heading into the overnight hours. That will be the trend as well. We're looking ahead, though, as we head into your Sunday. We're tracking a storm system that will work its way into our area, bringing us some scattered showers as we head into the afternoon time, but it won't last for too long. It will be out of our area as we head into Sunday evening, and we're still going to be keeping those temperatures on the warm side. So enjoy it while it lasts, because temperature, our CPC, our temperature outlook, shows that as we head into February 2nd to February 6th, we're going to be seeing cooler temperatures, meaning temperatures below average for that time of year. So definitely keep it here. We'll have a check of that 7-day forecast and what to expect heading into the rest of your weekend coming up in just a bit.
Thanks. We have much more across the DMV tonight here on DC News Now. Coming up in Montgomery County, Maryland, an alleged act of hate leading to an alarming arrest. That report from our Cheyenne Corinne after the break.
And people in Virginia will be able to buy recreational marijuana over the counter next year if a bill in the General Assembly passes. We've got new details on the hazy path ahead. Stay here. We are back in just 2 minutes.